everybody, my name is Ashley German. I work with all of you in the emergency department, and today we're going to talk about a boy named John. John was like every other 20-year-old boy at college, playing, having a good time. One Saturday afternoon, he was playing football with some buddies, and they were, hitting each other, tackling each other. And he noticed after a particular tackle that he wasn't feeling very well anymore. He had a little bit of pain and just didn't feel right. Spoke with his mother that day and said, "Mom, not feeling right. Something feels wrong." The next day, he came back home because he was going to school out of town. But he came back home. His mother took him to a prompt care, and they checked him out, seemed okay, and he went back home. Within an hour of returning home, John was down and unresponsive. He came into our department, and unfortunately, we were unable to revive him. At the age of 20 years, John died from a dissected aortic aneurysm that he didn't even know that he had. In the wake of his surprising and death, his parents decided to make him an organ donor. So I'm hoping that after I speak to you today, if you're not already a registered organ donor, that you'll at least consider it. So, organ donation. According to the American Transplant Foundation, there are 121,000 registered people on the donor list in the United States. 121,000 Americans that need life-saving organs. 22 people die every day from not getting the organs that they need in order to survive. Every 10 minutes, another person is added to the national transplant list. So the need is great. There are a lot of things that one donation can give. John actually helped 37 different people. Two of those people are people in Missouri who can see now because they got his eyes. That's an amazing gift. We have 8 major organs that we can donate, and one person is capable of donating tissue to save hundreds of people. So that's pretty incredible. There are a lot of myths about organ donation, and I'd like to take today to dispel a few of those. Myth number 1. If I'm an organ donor, I can't have an open casket funeral. That is simply not true. Fortunately enough for us, there have been enough advances in post-mortem plastics that funeral directors are able to reconstruct even the most unfortunate and mangled of remains in order to make them viewable in an open casket scenario. Another myth is that my religion says that I can't be an organ donor. For a lot of people, that's simply not true. In fact, a lot of major organized religions support organ donation. So if you're not sure, or if you just think your religion doesn't support it, please talk to your spiritual advisor about what their stance is on organ donation, because they might be open to it. Another myth is that there are other myths. Yes, definitely other myths. I'm very excited to tell you all about organ donation. Another myth is that I'm too sick or I have too many diseases that I can't be an organ donor. And for a lot of people, that's simply not true. We can actually take donations of all sorts of different types from people with very complex disease processes. And it's really a manner of death rather than pre-existing diseases that keep a lot of people from being able to donate. So, registering as an organ donor really doesn't hurt at all. And then lastly, it provides a lot of closure for the family. In the wake of John's unexpected and tragedy, his family was able to find light in it and see the good in something so terrible. And that's knowing that their son was able to give many gifts to other people at such a terrible moment in his life. So, for those who think that organ donation isn't a thing for them, I want you to think that this way. If you had a child and your child needed a heart, would you not take someone's heart that they were willing to give to save your child? And a lot of people say, of course I would. And that's where I want to say, then how could you not offer that same gift to someone else? So if you're not a registered organ donor, you can register online at a number of websites. You can register at the Illinois DMV and get it on your license. I want you to talk to your family members about your wishes for when you die and what you'd like to happen. 6 months after John died, his parents actually found an application for organ donation in his things. So that's pretty amazing. So anybody have any questions?
That's great.
Thanks.